Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, goal,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Have you ever covered a carpet stain with a rug? Ignored a leaky faucet? Pretended your half-painted living room is supposed to look that way? Well, you're not alone. We've all got unfinished home projects. Whether it's a door that sticks, or a disorganized closet, or an AC unit that only works half the time. It all matters. You just haven't taken care of it yet. But there's an easier way. Just download the Thumbtack app. You can search for what you need done and find tons of highly rated pros right in your neighborhood. Check prices, reviews, and book a pro right on the spot. Plus, you'll know what to tackle next, because Thumbtack is the app that shows you what to do, who to hire, and when. Pull out your phone and in just a few taps, say goodbye to all those unfinished home projects and say hello to caring for your home the easier way. Download Thumbtack and start a project today.
Listen to every MLB game live.
In the deep left center field, it is high, it is far, it is gone.
Stream minor league affiliates.
The Midwest League home run leader.
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. MLB At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
Deep left field, it's gonna go. Alvarez ties the game.
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Showtime.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
Here's where we are with this show right now. I tried for 4.5 years, Bob and Jeff. It's now Bob. I control everything, pal.
Jeff Lutz.
Like the harsh realities of life are slapping you in the face right now, and I don't think you can handle it.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Are we still on?
Stand by for action.
All right, we are back. Hour number 2, the Bob and Jeff Show on KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz co-hosting. Max Power is our producer and engineer, 869-1240. That's the number on which to reach us. It's the IHOP hotline. Happy to have the folks at IHOP taking care of us with promoting our hotline. If you'd like to call here, we'd love to hear from you.
Every day.
Got the Pacers tonight.
I don't know if I can handle it, man.
Knicks drive you nuts, don't they?
I just don't like losing. it just hurts.
Well, you better handle things.
I can't deal with it. Baseball, say first. Baseball is fine for me. Even though I'm emotional, there's time between pitches. It takes a long time for things to materialize. Basketball, I'm mad 1 second, happy, mad, happy, mad, happy, mad. Nothing sustains. There's runs. It's just I can't do it.
Well, then why'd you delve into it?
In these situations? I didn't know they'd be in the second round of the playoffs.
Isn't that what you wanted?
That's what I wanted.
You finally get a team that's good, and you can't handle it.
I cannot.
What does that say about you?
That I have some mental and emotional shortcomings.
Well, I mean, come on. This is what fans live for.
I'm happy they're in it. I want them to win.
So you're not going to watch tonight?
I probably will watch. But the Guardians play, I'll watch both. It's just too hard. It's just too hard.
My goodness, that is so weak. I'm sorry, but if I'm a fan of a team and they're having success, that's what I cherish.
I'm glad they'll be at home in a friendly environment. Our fans cheering, getting loud.
Well, Spike Lee will be there.
He doesn't count. Are we going to give him a seat, really?
Sure.
Nah. We got our own luminaries.
There'll be a bunch of Knicks fans there.
Not that many. We
Trust me, they took over Philly.
Yeah, but they're not going to. Indiana sells out regular season games.
So does Philly.
No, the Knicks will not have a presence in our barn.
Oh, I can't wait to see them.
Conseco Fieldhouse.
Well,
or whatever.
I
it's
thought
called
you
now.
never did make it to a game, did you?
No. Next year, maybe.
I feel like this fandom for the Pacers started with good intent and was sincere. I feel like it's dissipating
Yeah.
daily.
Yeah, sure. They just crush me when they lose.
It crushes you.
Yes, I hate it. Because I like them. I've watched them all year. I've gotten to know them. I've seen their personalities. I've watched their interviews. I've watched their press conferences. I enjoy the team.
How in the world did you do that? There's no way I could. Listen, I like the Raiders just fine. I'm not knee deep into their press conference.
Well, I decided that I'm going to follow this team. And that's how
I decided I was going to follow the Raiders, but I don't have.
Well, do you watch Cardinals press conferences?
Of course I do.
You watch
I
their
used
interviews?
to, not now.
So if you're going to be a fan, you might as well be a fan.
Am I less of a fan? I can't take it.
Of the Raiders?
No, of the Cardinals.
I don't think so.
Because last night I didn't watch a second of that game when I got home.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard.
Why would I want to watch them lose? Now,
That's my
if
point.
you give me a fresh start, I'll watch the game. Still. Although that's going to fade here pretty quickly.
What do you say what a fresh start would be? Getting to 500?
No, a start of a game rather than a recording of a game. If I'm sitting at home on Sunday afternoon, I'll watch the Cardinals. But
what a miserable experience.
Those days are dwindling.
I get it.
And I'm 69 years old, and watching baseball is one of the joys of my life. And they've taken it from me, and I want to go to St. Louis and pull everyone aside and talk to them.
I don't think they allow
Even
that.
the media, these flippant media people. I now understand how fans can be upset with media that's covering a bad team. It's like you're covering bad media people, too. The whole thing
Well,
falls
it's not
apart.
bad media people.
No, I get that.
It's just there isn't.
Rationally, I get that. But I don't want to read a story about where's Yadier Molina. Here's what their on-base percentage. I don't care. The only story that pertains to the St. Louis Cardinals right now is getting rid of John Mozeliak and moving on.
But how do you write that as a beat reporter?
Every story.
But how do you?
The Cardinals lost tonight 9-1. John Mozeliak was spotted in the press box. We asked him if he should be fired, and he said
should
no.
you be fired, John?
That should be every story.
They still have to cover the team on the field.
Do you not understand that I know that?
I don't know if you know
I
that.
covered Wichita State basketball in the early 90s when they were atrocious. Coming up with stories was a huge challenge. I like those guys. Those guys were awesome. Michael Wiggins, Torrey Joyner, Patrice Scott, that whole Claudius Johnson, that whole crew. I
Don't forget my boy Tony Johnson.
loved Tony. That whole crew I liked. K.C. Hunt, John Smith. You go right through it. Later, Jamie Arnold. But they were terrible. And they couldn't win a game on the road. And I went on the road for every game for 4 years, and they might have won 5 games on the road that entire stretch of time. I had to try to make something of it. I don't think anybody read those stories. No Shocker fan wanted to read about that team or those teams.
I know.
I look back on that time and what a waste of time.
Who was the?
I'm not even reading Derek Gould's coverage of the
Really?
Cardinals. No, because it doesn't matter
Do you
until.
read Katie Woo?
No,
The athletic guy, Zach Meisel, is great.
Katie Woo's great.
He will tell it like
I'll
it is.
put Katie Woo against anybody.
Okay, well, Zach Meisel
Well,
straight
Katie
down the
Woo,
middle.
Right down the middle.
Good.
Right down the middle. Funny. Yeah, I like her, but I don't read her stuff now because I don't care. Unless it has the words John Mozeliak should be fired,
Which it won't.
I don't read it.
Yeah, they're not.
Even my friend Bernie Miklas, day after day, he's covering the Cardinals. He's writing great stuff, but it pertains to numbers. And here's how inept the Cardinals. I know how inept they are. I don't need to read it. What I need to read is the St. Louis Cardinals have fired
Or that there's some kind of
Director
plan
of-
in place, right?
something. That's what I need to read. Hein Bloom is now calling the shots for the Cardinals. And here we've Terry Francona has agreed to manage the
Really?
Cardinals.
You think you can get him?
Why not?
That would
Now
make me
that
so
stuff-
mad.
Now that stuff. Well, we've learned that he'd like to get back into managing.
Well, he hasn't said that.
We've learned it. I've learned it. And what better franchise to take over than the St. Louis Cardinals?
Well, what a strange way to release that news when he was asked dozens of times on his retirement tour, so to speak. Do you think you'll manage again? And he often said no. But who was it? Tim Kirkjian. He knows otherwise. Come on,
Tim
Tito.
Kirkjian's been around a while. And if the Cardinals were to bring in Terry Francona and Hein Bloom, then I'm in. Then I'm back. I don't care about the losses. I don't care about watching Paul Goldschmidt suddenly go from MVP to one of the worst hitters in baseball. Then my interest is piqued again. What are they going to do? How are they going to change? Where are they headed here? What's going to happen? You see what I mean?
I know. But if you get Francona, he's dead to me. If he takes another job, why you couldn't stay with us?
He didn't feel like it.
Fine.
Shelf life is a real thing.
He's not a young man.
No, he's not a young man. He runs the Cardinals, gets them back to where they need to be, and then Yadier Molina's the next guy.
I don't know.
What
Maybe
a perfect plan. I could run the Cardinals so well. If they
just do what you say, and no obstacles or barriers in front of any of these things, surely, and it just happens.
If they just did what I say.
Maybe. I don't know. Send an email. I wish I could have the ear of Chris Antonetti just one time, Like, just let him know what I think should be done.
Well, every fan feels that
Chris
way.
Antonetti, we are desperate for you to draft Charlie Condon, number 1 in the draft.
Doesn't sound like they're going to.
Please don't even think about anybody else.
Doesn't sound like they're going to. Charlie Condon from Georgia, who going into yesterday had a homered in, 7 straight games?
And he homered yesterday.
How do you not take him?
I don't know.
You apparently want to take the kid from Oregon State.
Travis Bazzana, which would be fine, but not. You have this opportunity one time probably in the
That
history
would have been like the
of your
Pirates
franchise.
bypassing Paul Skeens.
Well, they
last
could have and taken Dylan Cruz.
Right. And look how bright they look now for not having done that. Paul Skeens has he made his debut yet? Saturday. He's being compared to, I read a piece earlier today that compared him, who's more equipped to have a great legendary career. They compared him to Mark Pryor, who burned out due to injury, and to Steven Strasburg, who did the same. But if you'll remember Strasburg's debut,
he was electric. Was it against us?
I don't remember who it was against. No, it wasn't against.
I think we faced him like the second or third start. I think.
But he was incredible, and certainly on track to have a Hall of Fame career until his injuries. So Paul Skeens starting on Saturday for the Pittsburgh Pirates, the number 1 pick in the draft last year. He's been overwhelmingly dominant in the minor leagues in AAA, and it's about time. I mean, the Pirates scare the bejesus out of me with Jared Jones and Paul Skeens for the next 6 years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he pitched 7 innings, 2 runs, 14 Ks in his debut. Strasburg and then Cleveland. They did okay against him. Not great, but
Cleveland.
That was the second.
Cleveland doesn't hit. They couldn't hit Steven Spielberg, let alone Steven Strasburg. That was
okay.
good.
But I want Charlie Condon on my team.
I don't care who you want. I'm over it.
And I hope they don't overthink it. Just go get
They are overthinking.
the generational guy. You can find a Travis Bazzana. He's awesome.
Who
But
picked second? Cincinnati?
Reds.
You better not let them take Charlie Condon.
Well,
By the way, the Reds are in free fall. I don't get it. But baseball's hard.
young teams,
Baseball's hard.
they go through it.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. We'll talk some more on a Friday edition of the Bob and Jeff Show.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
Yes, goal.
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Have you ever covered a carpet stain with a rug? Ignored a leaky faucet? Pretended your half-painted living room is supposed to look that way? Well, you're not alone. We've all got unfinished home projects. Whether it's a door that sticks, or a disorganized closet, or an AC unit that only works half the time. It all matters. You just haven't taken care of it yet. But there's an easier way. Just download the Thumbtack app. You can search for what you need done and find tons of highly rated pros right in your neighborhood. Check prices, reviews, and book a pro right on the spot. Plus, you'll know what to tackle next, because Thumbtack is the app that shows you what to do, who to hire, and when. Pull out your phone and in just a few taps, say goodbye to all those unfinished home projects and say hello to caring for your home the easier way. Download Thumbtack and start a project today.
Baseball is back, and so is MLB.tv. Watch every out-of-market regular season game on your favorite streaming devices, anywhere, anytime, all season long. Follow the action live or on demand. Track 4 games at once with multi-view mode and catch up with in-game highlights. Plus, original programs, minor league broadcasts, and local pre- and post-game shows. Go to MLB.tv to start your free trial today. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
The legacy of Three Dog Night, as far as on stage, sounded really good, like the record. I don't want to get up there on stage and have people kind of say, hey, man, for old guys, they sound pretty good. I want to be on stage and do some ear spank. I feel that I'm really proud of the band. We sound like the record.
Well, when I was a kid back in 1968 to 1970, when Three Dog Night was my ultimate band, I would have never dreamed that in 2017 we would interview Danny Hutton on this radio show.
That's a big one.
We did.
We did.
He's actually been on twice. That was from his first appearance on August 22nd, 2017, Liar. I have seen Three Dog Night many times.
I don't care what you've seen.
Including
I care who we've interviewed.
recently 2 times here in Wichita at the Cotillion Ballroom.
Amazing.
And Danny Hutton's still out there doing it. He's 82, 83. It's incredible.
It's in your blood, man. We still have never had a member of the Eagles on this show. And there have been 9.
I've interviewed Joe Walsh twice. So that was not for radio, but it was for newspapers, including the benefit he did for the Andover tornado victims back in 1991. He played at the Cotillion and agreed to do an interview with me before that.
It's excellent. I like it. Good job.
Never interviewed Don or Glenn or anybody else.
Nope.
That's okay. I'd love to have Timothy B. Schmidt on the show.
It would be
Why don't you
fantastic.
make that happen?
I don't know how.
That's sad.
I've made these overtures.
That's sad. Maybe the Eagles haven't announced any more dates, have they?
They have not.
Beyond their trip to Europe. No announcement about a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas. A rumor, but no announcement.
No announcement. And you'd think that would have to be coming fairly soon, because they're supposed to start in September, according to the rumor.
I would not think that the Eagles would be finished after a tour of Europe.
I wouldn't think so either, but
I can't imagine that they'd say, okay, we're done, and we're done now.
I wouldn't think so, but I also think they might be plotting more carefully now that the Henley thing is out there to some degree.
Maybe fewer shows.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see.
We will see.
I got other issues right now.
We all have a lot of issues. We all need escape. We all need distractions. We all need something else to think about besides the loop that is life.
The mundane goings-on of a general life. Although we both have it very well. Neither of us can complain.
I'm not no complaints here.
I had the arrival of my first supplies for a kitchen remodel.
Oh, is that what that's?
Just showed up on my doorstep today.
Excellent.
Tile. So there you go.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a mess around here for a long time.
Long time.
But we don't have to deal with it until September at the earliest.
Well, there you go.
That means I can rob at least a couple banks to pay it off.
I wouldn't say that on the air. But
I think I did that one other time, and that worried you. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried.
Not worried. Nobody takes me seriously.
I don't think you're going to rob banks. I also don't think saying you are is a crime.
Well, I hope not.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. It's a joke.
I get it. I know. I'm aware.
I can't even imagine going into a bank and holding it up. I can't. I don't even understand the mentality to think you could get away with that.
Was this Max? I think this was Max who texted. Again, I don't have all my numbers, because I got a new phone. My old phone.
Why don't you get your
crashed
numbers?
and died.
Nobody has this problem.
He said that was classic, Jeff. I wonder what he's talking about. Probably when I made fun of you for saying the thing that I said that you said that I said.
That was if that's classic, then my understanding of classic has completely left me, because that didn't even draw.
It didn't?
No, I don't even remember what you're talking about.
When I said, I don't care who you've seen, I care who we've interviewed. Because that's what you said to me when I said I saw the Doobie Brothers.
Exactly. I don't care who you've seen.
Have you seen the Doobie Brothers?
Of course I have.
They have a guy with them who, really good singer, but he's not one of the guys in the band, I don't think. I think he's a touring singer, not a lead singer, but he's one of the guys. And they also have Michael McDonald, which is why they're selling out arenas. Or filling arenas.
The Doobie Brothers are a great band.
I know, I really like them.
Not a good one, a great one.
You have no idea how much better they were than Steely Dan. Oh my God.
Well, I like them a lot more than Steely Dan. I'll say this about the Doobie Brothers. I went to see them for the very first time around 1980 at then Henry Levitt Arena, and they were fantastic. And then it was 37 years later I saw them at the what was that called? The Pacific West show. What was it called?
Classic West.
Classic West show at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, you were there, weren't you?
Of course I was there.
Yeah, it's
hard. You don't remember that?
I remember that you were there, but it's kind of a personal experience for me, just being honed in on that.
So yeah, it mattered not at all to you that I was there.
I mean, I sat with you in a worse seat than I had, so yeah, it mattered. But I'm saying it's just like I'm kind of zoned in.
What do you mean in a worse seat?
I was sitting over a few sections closer, kind of to the stage.
Didn't I have a seat with you?
No, you had a seat up in the upper deck. Not quite the upper deck.
But right by the stage.
No, it was facing the stage, and we sat on the side, but Debbie couldn't go, so you had to sit with me.
Well, it was a better seat than you had.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It absolutely was not.
It was right there. You could see everything.
Well, we could see plenty, and I could see plenty from where I was sitting.
And we had a little more room where we sat.
Yeah, we sat in a section where a guy kept turning around and saying stuff, and he left miraculously before the Eagles performed. So I didn't have to deal with that, because that would have been a problem.
Well, I would have talked to him.
He wasn't talking, he was just saying stuff.
Well, I would have said something. I would have embarked on a conversation with him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Figured out what he was talking about.
I wasn't concerned.
One of the big things I remember from that show is, man, one of my proudest moments, because that is a big place, and taking us right to the car after the show.
Well,
you were in a panic. Where did we park? Where?
No, I wasn't.
Unbelievable.
A panic?
I said, just hang.
I know exactly where we parked. We parked on the...
No, you didn't know.
Behind the stadium.
Duh.
Well, not to the left, not to the right, not at home plate.
Let me just say
Beyond the outfield.
You had no idea how to get to the car.
Of course I did. You have no idea how good I've become at navigating.
Jeff.
Because of some of the travails I've been on.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I hadn't been there, you'd still be in Chavez Ravine.
Well, that'd be beautiful.
Right. And you'd be living down by the creek. Because
awesome.
Any ravine, it's a ravine.
What is a ravine? I don't even know.
It's a ravine. It's a creek. Look up the word ravine.
I don't know what a ravine is. Why do we always say Chavez Ravine?
What do you call it?
And every other Chavez is Chavez.
Chavez Ravine. That's probably the name of the family of which the ravine was named.
Why do we only pronounce it Chavez when we say Chavez?
You can get a lot of things named after you. You get a ravine named after you, you're something. You understand what I'm saying?
You're not hearing
Who
what
else
I'm
has
saying.
a ravine?
A ravine is a landform that is narrower than a canyon and is often the product of a stream bank erosion.
Right.
Ravines are typically classified as larger in scale than gullies, although smaller than valleys.
Right. Is there anything mentioned about a creek?
No.
I've never seen a ravine without a creek.
Well, it seems like there is a creek.
Right.
Ravines may also be called I don't know any of these words. They're all foreign. And I don't want to mispronounce anything.
Well, who was the Chavez family that had the Chavez Ravine named after them? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, it was... No. I'm sure it was Hugo Chavez, right?
No. Wasn't Hugo Chavez? He's not an American. Who's the Chavez family?
Julian Cesar Chavez. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go. Yeah, the wine guy. Is that who it was named after?
Cesar Chavez was a Latin American icon. He wasn't a wine guy.
Well, is that who it was?
For Julian Chavez, the first landowner in the area.
There you go. It wasn't named after any of these people you're talking to me about.
Well, I figured it was the guy Max said.
So you get a ravine named after you. That's a pretty big deal, right?
I don't know.
We all know Chavez Ravine, and you know why we know it? Because they built a baseball stadium in the ravine.
That's a good reason.
Did you ever see that land before Dodger Stadium was built there?
No, I wasn't alive.
Well, there's a new thing out called photographs.
You said that I ever see it.
Yeah, see it. Did you ever see that? That's of course that's what I'm talking about. Did you ever see a photograph of Chavez Ravine before the Dodgers arrived?
No, I don't know.
Look
Probably
it up someday.
I'm sure I have.
Look it up someday.
You know what it looked like? A ravine.
No, it's interesting. You can.
Well, they kicked a lot of people out of their homes to build that stadium, and it was not looked upon very well. And then Fernando Valenzuela was kind of the guy that helped get the Latin American crowd back to Dodger Stadium.
Well, I mean, they've always drawn tons of people.
I love the Dodgers for that reason. I don't root for them, but I like that they brought over a Mexican player, then they brought over a Japanese player in Hideo Nomo, then they brought over Korean players, and they're still doing that. And I like that about them.
And they're paying them $700 million.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
No, they started it. They should be able to pay whatever they want.
Whatever they want to do.
Get all those guys.
To go for it. Just create an imbalance in the game and
if you bring over Hideo Nomo, you should get the Japanese players. You should get first dibs on the Japanese players if you're the one who pioneered it in the game.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
Good.
So Addison Barnard from Wichita State. Shocker softball playing right now against Florida Atlantic in the semifinals of the American Athletic Conference softball tournament, Wilkins Stadium. She homered in her first at bat. That made her 7 for 8 in this tournament with 6 home runs and a double. 13 runs batted in, 7 runs scored.
That's dumb.
In 3 games.
That's dumb. That's just stupid. It's crazy.
Well, that doesn't even I can't even comprehend that.
I mean, she's going out. This is the end of her career this postseason, however far the Shockers advance, so she's not leaving anything out there.
Well, you think that you could have someone like Sydney McKinney, and she finished her Shocker career last year as one of the greatest collegiate softball players of all time anywhere. And then you follow that up with this young lady who is also in that discussion, one of the great collegiate softball players of all time.
Yeah.
And you've had them at Wichita State. That's almost incomprehensible.
Doesn't happen often in this day and age.
And then you've got CeCe Wong on this team as well, who's having an All-American type season. Now, the Shockers have not been as good this year because they've had some issues with their pitching. It hasn't been top to bottom as strong. But the star power that Wichita State softball has put out there the last few years has been incredible.
Never lacked. And Addison Barnard's sister is on the team. You don't want to put anything on somebody. You don't want to make comparisons, but I think people will be interested to see how her career.
Well, that's what a lot of people said when this show started. Bob Lutz's son is on this show. You don't want to put pressure on him. Maybe he'll.
And then he surpassed him.
And then it's been an utter and complete disappointment.
You think so? For 8 years, almost 9, 8.5, I guess.
You lead me into these things that I just can't resist.
But it's not good though. That wasn't good.
You know what? Here's what I always think about when I go down these trails. I think does Max find it funny? And undoubtedly he does.
No, he doesn't.
And would Ted Woodward enjoy this?
Wouldn't.
And of course he would.
Again,
Ted Woodward's almost in a weird way my comedy partner.
No,
we're not really even together.
Ted. Have you ever had a disagreement with Ted about anything? Probably never, right?
Well, I'm trying to think.
It's probably never happened. He's one of the nicest human beings on the planet. He has been humoring you for upwards now of 30 years. And, I mean, that's friendship, I guess, on some level. But for you to consider yourself his comedy equal is upsetting.
So if you were to pull Ted aside and ask Ted.
I don't think he would even admit it.
Seriously, do you think Bob Lutz is funny? What would he say to you in a tunnel somewhere with no one else listening?
He'd say, I've wanted to shed that guy for years.
Really?
Yes. He's been a guy holding me back.
Wow. Well, I beg to differ.
You think so?
I mean, our times at Wichita State basketball games, we should have been mic'd up.
I know, but you notice how Ted I'm going to find this new impression to do. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to go into theater. I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to do gridiron. He's a guy who's very well-rounded. Your material has not evolved in any way, shape, or form. Again, he's humoring you. Because I'm going to get down to Bob's level so he feels good. We'll do these jokes about old people and golly, and we'll say that a few times, and it'll be great. But Ted is thinking about his next.
I think you bring up a valid point, potentially. Maybe Ted is thinking that, okay, I'll go back to the tried and true, although it seems like we're always working on new material.
You think so? Can you provide any example of that?
Not off the top of my head, but
me neither.
It feels like in the days when we were spending time together. Now, I don't see Ted hardly ever anymore.
Too bad.
We used to go into the studio every day. We used to have a discussion with Ted.
Yeah, it was nice.
but not nice enough to make me want to go to the studio, which is a terrible thing.
What would get you back to the studio?
Life is only about human interaction.
It should be, but it's not as much anymore.
Or animal interaction, which has taken precedent for me now, because the animal interaction I'm able to have by staying home and doing the show from the West Wichita basement studio has created a better feeling for me.
As of course, don't think I'm not just as thrilled about going home to my kitty cat, Nettie P. Harris.
Well, I mean, I don't know about your cat, but would you rather do the show here or in the East studio?
Probably here.
It's comfortable, right?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't like going all the way out east and then having to drive home.
I mean, if the studio was at Central and West, I'd go there every day.
Of course. It's inconvenient. It's too far away.
It's a 20 to 25-minute drive.
Exactly.
To and from. That's another hour. An hour I don't have every day. An hour I can't devote.
I'm with you.
Now, if it was my full-time job, if being on radio, and I'm a little surprised I haven't been offered that opportunity.
That's after 30 years, you think someone somewhere.
If it was my full-time job, then that's a different story.
Uh-huh.
What, are you just placating me now?
It would be. Well, I have no comment. I have no disagreement.
So anyway, our discussions tend to devolve into whatever this one did. But Addison Barnard has been Barnard. Gosh.
Yes, you'll get it.
Has been incredible and continues to be. And I mean, those people out there at Wilkins Stadium, when she comes to bat, they just got to be like, because you don't ever see this. This is ridiculous.
No, it's historic.
8 at bats, 6 home runs, and a double.
It's beyond imagination.
Why would you even pitch to her at this point?
A walk-off grand slam.
Why would you pitch to her? Why would you give her anything to hit?
I don't know. Can you do that in softball?
Sure you can.
Seems like you throw it and it's going to be sort of over the plate.
Why?
I don't know. Just
you saying pitchers don't have the precision to be able to? First of all, they're pitching from a more natural position, underhanded. They're pitching from a shorter distance. You would think that they're...
Well, then stop pitching to her.
That's what I'm
would
saying.
Be my advice.
Why are you even arguing with me
I
about
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. This is why.
Maybe there's been... I don't know.
Right.
Well, you had to pitch to her with the bases loaded.
Max, please preserve that. I don't know.
You had to pitch to her with the bases loaded. I don't know how many people have been on base otherwise.
They didn't pitch to Barry Bonds with the bases loaded.
Once.
You know why?
Because he was good.
The light got in the pitcher's eyes.
Thank God this week is over.
We have come.
We can't rebound from that.
What a great way to end it. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back Monday. Have a good weekend.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, goal,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
It's a great day to venture out in a spacious and capable Toyota SUV. Like the new RAV4. With available all-wheel drive, it can go just about anywhere. And with plenty of passenger and cargo space, you'll go from morning carpool to weekend road trip without missing a beat. Plus, with available features like wireless charging and a touchscreen interface, your Toyota RAV4 will keep you connected no matter where you're going. Or check out a spacious Highlander. With seating for up to 8, it's a hub for family adventure. You'll drive in comfort and style with available heated and ventilated seats and all the latest tech. And with available hybrid models, your new Highlander can save you tons on gas. Right now, your local Toyota dealer has more vehicles in stock and is making delivery on new vehicles almost every day. So don't wait. Buy a RAV4 or Highlander today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Baseball is back, and so is MLB.tv. Watch every out-of-market regular season game on your favorite streaming devices, anywhere, anytime, all season long. Follow the action live or on demand. Track 4 games at once with multi-view mode and catch up with in-game highlights. Plus, original programs, minor league broadcasts, and local pre- and post-game shows. Go to MLB.tv to start your free trial today. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.